My child, I know your heart is heavy. You keep wondering why the one you love has grown silent, why the warmth that once filled your days now feels distant and cold. You've replayed every conversation, every memory, searching for what went wrong. But I want you to hear me now, because what you're facing is not punishment, it's preparation. This silence is not rejection, it is a test of connection. I see you, sitting in the quiet moments, asking me, why did you let this happen? Why did you let the one I love drift away? You've cried to me when no one was watching, whispering words you thought vanished into the air. But not one of your tears has been wasted. Each one I have gathered. Each one speaks louder than words. You see silence, but I see transformation. The person you love is not absent by accident. Sometimes, I remove voices from your life so that you can hear mine more clearly. When you place your heart in someone's hands, I watch to see if you still keep me in your heart center. When I sense that your peace depends on another person more than on me, I create space, not to break you, but to bless you with awareness. He loves you, yes. But his silence is not entirely his doing. I am working within him too. He is being tested in ways you cannot see. He is learning to understand what love really means, not the kind that is easy when everything feels perfect, but the kind that endures when nothing makes sense. And while you are waiting, I am refining both of you in the fire of patience. You think you are being ignored, but in reality, you are being invited into deeper trust. I am teaching you to stand firm even when the world around you feels uncertain. Love that survives silence is love that carries strength. I am showing you that true love is not measured by constant communication, but by constant faith. You have prayed for answers, but what you call unanswered prayers are often my deepest responses. Sometimes I answer by withholding, by delaying, by quieting the noise so that your spirit can grow still enough to hear me whisper, I'm still here. I am the one writing your story. The distance you feel is part of the design, not to destroy your bond, but to deepen it. Do not assume that because he is silent, he has stopped caring. His heart is wrestling with things you cannot see. There are moments when I call people into solitude so they can face the shadows they have long avoided. I am doing something in his soul, something that requires stillness. You are not losing him, you are learning to love him the way I do, through patience, understanding, and prayer. And my beloved child, this test is also for you. I am asking you, can you love without constantly receiving validation? Can you trust even when you don't have all the answers? Can you believe that I am still working, even in the dark? The silence is not punishment, it's sacred. It's where your faith is purified and your heart learns to listen beyond words. You have been thinking, maybe he doesn't feel the same anymore. Maybe it's over. But what if I told you that love's endurance is proven in seasons of uncertainty? What if this distance is the soil where something stronger is taking root? Sometimes, love grows best in silence, because only there can you learn to separate emotion from devotion. I want you to remember this: the one who truly loves you will return, not because you begged, not because you chased, but because I ordained it. If this connection is part of my divine plan, no silence, no distance, no confusion can destroy it. And if it is not meant to last, then my silence will soon speak loudly through peace. Either way, your heart will be protected. You are not forgotten. You are being formed. Every unanswered text, every long night, every moment of wondering is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and closer to me. You may feel like you're standing still, but in my eyes, you are growing. You are learning the rhythm of divine timing. You are learning that not every delay is a denial. Rest in this truth, my child: what is yours cannot be lost, and what is leaving is only making room for something more aligned with my purpose. Don't rush what I am perfecting. When I test your connection, it's not to break it, but to reveal its foundation. Some bonds survive only when words are plenty, others survive even when silence stretches for miles. I am showing you which kind this is. My child, I see you holding your phone, checking if he has replied, hoping for a sign that he still cares. You go to sleep with questions and wake up with more. The silence feels like rejection, but it is not. It is revelation. You are discovering how strong your heart truly is. You are discovering what love looks like when it is tested by absence, when it is purified by time. You have been asking me, why, God? Why did you bring him into my life if you were only going to take him away? But I did not take him away, I simply stepped between you for a moment, because there were lessons I needed to teach both of you that could not be learned together. There are seasons when I must separate hearts, not because I want to end love, but because I want to deepen it. You see, when everything is easy, you rely on the person. But when everything grows silent, you learn to rely on me. I am not cruel for allowing this, I am kind enough to prepare you for something lasting. I would never allow a bond meant to stay to be destroyed by a pause. But I will allow a pause to see if love can withstand silence. The one you love is on a journey too. He is being tested in ways you cannot imagine. His silence is not because he stopped loving you, it's because he's facing battles he cannot yet explain. Sometimes I hold a person back until they heal enough to hold you properly. I don't want him to come to you broken, I want him to come ready. Ready to love the way I intended, with courage, clarity, and peace. You keep thinking you need to chase him, to prove your worth, to remind him what you bring into his life. But, my child, your worth has never depended on someone's recognition. It is eternal. You are loved, chosen, and enough. Stop trying to earn what I have already written in your destiny. What is truly meant for you will never require begging. It will flow back into your life with grace. I know you want closure, but sometimes I withhold closure because the story isn't over. Sometimes I create distance because I am aligning two hearts that need time to grow individually before they can meet again. And yes, there are times when I close the chapter completely, but when I do, I replace loss with purpose. I will never leave you empty-handed. If you could see what I see, you would understand that this waiting season is not wasted. You are not just waiting for him, you are waiting for revelation. I am showing you what kind of love you deserve, what kind of peace I want to bring into your life. Every moment you choose faith over fear, you are stepping closer to that promise. Don't curse the silence, bless it. For in the quiet, I am building the kind of love that doesn't depend on constant proof. I am teaching you that when words disappear, presence remains, my presence, steady and unshakable. The same presence that whispered your name before you were born is the same one holding you together now. When your heart aches, when you feel forgotten, lift your eyes and remember, I am still writing. I am not finished with this story. You may not understand the pauses, but you will one day thank me for them. Because the distance you feel today is the reason you will recognize real love tomorrow. Do not let your emotions convince you that I have abandoned you. I am closer now than ever. You see silence, I see strategy. I am protecting you from words spoken too soon, promises made too quickly, emotions that could crumble under pressure. I am teaching you how to love without losing yourself. He loves you, yes, but I love you more. And my love is the one that will never waver, never disappear, never turn cold. That's why I step in when things begin to blur, when pain starts to speak louder than peace. I am guiding you back to stillness, where you can hear my heartbeat again. My child, stop asking why and start asking what. Not, why is this happening? But what are you showing me, God? The moment you shift your question, you open the door for clarity. You'll begin to see that I am not withholding love, I am refining it. I am not delaying your blessing, I am strengthening your foundation so it can hold what's coming. And something is coming. A restoration you didn't expect, a peace that will quiet every storm inside you. When the time is right, the silence will break. When my work is complete, everything will make sense. For now, just rest. Trust me when I say that this stillness is sacred. It is not the end, it is the beginning of something holy. My child, listen carefully, for I am speaking to the deepest part of your soul. You feel forgotten, but you are not. You feel abandoned, but I have been closer than your own breath. You feel like the silence is punishment, but it is actually the space where I am preparing your promise. Do not confuse my stillness with absence, it is in the quiet that I move most powerfully. You have cried in secret, haven't you? You've tried to convince yourself that you don't care anymore, yet your heart still whispers his name in prayer. You wonder if he thinks of you at all. I want you to know that I see the longing, the ache, the questions that circle through your mind late at night. And I am not ignoring you. I am answering, just not in the way you expected. There are times when I speak through words, and times when I speak through silence. This is one of those times. When I withhold a voice, it's because I want you to listen to mine. When I quiet someone's presence, it's because I want to awaken your awareness of my presence. You are not losing, you are learning. You are learning to recognize the divine difference between love that fills you and love that drains you. The one you love is walking through his own transformation. His silence is not meant to wound you, it is part of his spiritual growing. He is confronting fears that he never told you about. He is facing lessons that only I can guide him through. You may think he's pulling away, but what's really happening is that I'm pulling him inward. I am showing him what it means to love from a healed place. He cannot give you what he hasn't yet received from me. I know how hard it is to wait when your heart feels half alive. You've said, God, I'm tired of being strong. I just want to understand. But understanding doesn't always come before peace, sometimes peace comes first, and understanding follows later. I am giving you peace even before you see the reason for the distance. You ask, why can't love just be simple? Because simple love doesn't last. True love requires refinement, patience, and surrender. I am building something in you that can survive every storm, love that is rooted not in emotion, but in faith. I want you to learn to rest in me, even when others become distant. Don't compare your journey to others. You see couples smiling, holding hands, living out the moments you long for, and you wonder, why not me? But what you don't see are the hidden battles behind their smiles. What I'm doing in you is not ordinary, it's sacred. I am shaping a love story that will glorify me, one that will show the world what divine timing truly means. The reason I am testing your connection is to show you where your heart truly anchors. You've built walls, yes, but I'm teaching you to build altars, places where pain meets purpose, where tears turn into testimony. You will not always understand why certain people grow silent, but you will one day thank me for how I used that silence to strengthen your spirit. There will come a moment when you'll look back and see that everything I allowed, every unanswered message, every long pause, every lonely night, was part of how I brought you closer to yourself and closer to me. You will see that I didn't keep him away from you to punish you. I kept him apart so that both of you could learn to love with clarity instead of confusion. And when the time is right, you will hear from him again, but not just through words. You will recognize his heart by its peace, his presence by its truth. If he is meant to return, he will come back healed, whole, and aware of your worth. But if not, I will bring someone who reflects my love in ways you never imagined possible. Either way, you win, because you will end up where my love leads you. Do not fear the silence, my beloved. It is only the sound of transformation. Do not let loneliness convince you that something is wrong with you. You are not too much, not too emotional, not too sensitive. You are exactly as I created you to be. I designed your heart to feel deeply because that depth will one day reach others who are lost in the dark. You keep asking me for signs, but the sign is already here. You are still standing. Your heart still beats with hope. That is proof that my hand is upon you. You may feel fragile, but you are not broken. You may feel delayed, but you are not denied. Every moment of stillness is a seed I've planted, soon it will bloom into clarity. Trust my timing, even when it hurts. The same way the night must grow darkest before dawn, your waiting must reach its quietest before revelation comes. This silence is not forever. I am working behind the scenes, aligning hearts, healing wounds, restoring balance. And when the appointed time comes, what was once confusing will become clear. For now, stay still. Stay faithful. Keep your heart open but your peace protected. Keep praying, not for him to return, but for my will to be done. Because when you surrender the outcome, you make room for miracles. And I promise you, a miracle is already on its way. My child, this is of your story where faith must rise higher than feeling. You have walked through the ache of silence, through the emptiness of unanswered questions, and yet you are still here, breathing, hoping, believing, even when your heart is tired. That alone tells me that your spirit has grown stronger. You may not see it, but I do. Every tear you cried became a seed, and those seeds will soon bring forth something beautiful. I know it's been hard. You miss the sound of his voice, the comfort of his presence, the way his words once felt like home. But hear me clearly, sometimes I take away what feels like home so that you can return to your true home, me. Because until your heart rests fully in my love, no human love can ever satisfy you completely. I do not remove people to cause you pain, I remove distractions so you can find peace. He still thinks of you, though he may not speak. I am stirring his heart even now. He remembers your kindness, your patience, the light you carried. But before he can truly love you the way your soul deserves, he must learn what love looks like through me. I am rebuilding him, just as I have rebuilt you. And when both hearts are ready, I will decide if the paths will cross again. Do not fear that I have forgotten, I never forget what I promise. The reason behind his silence is layered with purpose. It is not that he doesn't care, it's that he's being changed. You have grown in ways you cannot see, and so has he. This silence has been a cocoon, not a coffin. It is where the old versions of both of you are shedding, making space for newness, maturity, and clarity. The next time you meet, whether it's in this life or simply within peace, you will meet as people who understand what love truly is. Do you know why I let this happen? Because I love you too much to let you settle for half of what you were made for. I am preparing you for a love that mirrors heaven, not a love built on dependency or fear, but one built on truth and freedom. And if this connection is truly part of that plan, then I will breathe new life into it. When I restore something, I do not bring it back to how it was, I make it better than before. But if this chapter must close, trust that the next one will hold something greater. You will not spend your life mourning what was. You will rise into what is becoming. I have written promises over your name: peace, fulfillment, sacred partnership. What you thought was loss was really redirection. I was leading you away from what was unstable toward what will last forever. Let go of the timeline you built in your mind. My timing is not delayed, it is divine. You think you've been waiting too long, but in truth, I've been protecting you from arriving too soon. I'm aligning hearts, shaping minds, and preparing paths. When everything is in place, doors will open without effort, messages will arrive without anxiety, and love will flow without fear. Until then, keep your spirit soft. Don't harden your heart because of this season. Stay kind. Stay open. Keep loving even when love feels like a risk. For those who love with pure hearts never lose, they simply attract what is true in the end. Remember this, your prayers have not vanished into the void. They are echoing in heaven. I have heard every word, every whisper of, God, please help me understand. You may not see results yet, but you are surrounded by movement, angels aligning steps, hearts being softened, minds being renewed. Heaven has not been silent, it has been working. Soon, the silence will break. Maybe with his voice, maybe with mine, but when it does, it will bring peace that finally makes sense. You will look back on this waiting season and realize it wasn't a delay, it was a divine reset. It was how I made room for real love to enter. So rest, my beloved. Breathe again. The story is not over, it is unfolding exactly as it should. You are not behind, you are being positioned. You are not forgotten, you are being favored. The silence you feared was abandonment is actually the sound of me building your breakthrough. When you doubt, place your hand over your heart. Feel that rhythm? That is me. I never left. I never will. When all else grows quiet, my love still speaks. You don't need to chase what I've already chosen for you, just stay faithful, and it will find you. I am God, and I am with you in the silence, in the longing, in the becoming. The one who loves you may have grown distant, but my love remains closer than ever. Let this truth steady you tonight: what is meant for you will return in peace, and what is not will fade without pain. Either way, you will end up exactly where my love intends. So rest now, my child. Let your tears water the seeds of your future joy. The silence will soon sing. And when it does, you will understand that every moment of waiting was worth it, because it led you straight into my arms, where real love was waiting all along.